So today's video is going to be about goats, talking with my friend Bruce, who is new to raising them, and he tells us about some of the different things he's experienced, some struggles that he's had with them, and we also talk about how you can use goats for business, for your homestead, different sales avenues as well that I think a lot of us have not considered before. This is part of a farm tour and consultation that I made for From the Field, a private site by Curtis Stone that I also make content for. So if you would like to learn a lot more about regenerative agriculture, homesteading from Curtis Stone and a bunch of other fantastic creators and land designers, sign up in the link below and you can go check out what From the Field is all about. All right, so tell us about the goats and what you're using these for.
So the goats literally fell into my lap. I have a buddy who's moving out to Virginia and can't take them with him. So he's been begging me for several months to take them off his hands. And I've heard mixed reviews on them. People either love them or they can't stand them. So kind of reluctantly, I was like, I'll try them out as long as I can give them back to you if they don't work out. Main thing was just keeping them in. I've heard it can be a nightmare. And with the high tensile, you know, I wasn't interested in spending hundreds or thousands of dollars in putting welder wire up. So got them, introduced them to the poly nets, 4-strand, got zapped a couple times, and then have respected it since. You know, they'll find weak points, you know, with the horse gates and other areas they'll squeeze through. But other than that, they've been great managing weeds and keeping the creek clear, and pleasantly surprised with them.
So you're using them to save you time, basically.
Right.
So that's awesome. And it's also giving you some more experience with another animal species.
Right.
Which, as I'm learning, you know, I'm 2 months in on my sheep. Yeah, there's just the learning curve as we keep adding new animals is huge. But it gives you more ideas for the future. I mean, you're telling me about, there's lots of businesses where you bring in goats to graze an area and you get, how much was it per acre?
$1,000 an acre.
Yeah, $1,000 an acre to bring in goats and manage a spot.
Right.
There's goat meat too. I mean, we were just talking about, tell us about the story about you sold those chickens to the Guatemalan guy.
We have a livestock market probably 45 minutes to an hour away, and I had about 20 of the McMurray Red Rangers that they were due for process that for one reason or next kept getting pushed and pushed, and then a buddy told me to take them down there. He said make sure you get down there right at 6 when they open up. So pulled in, there was somebody waiting at the gate, told me to pull over, asked how much. You know, I was trying to get $20. He said 15. I said deal. And then in, you know, 15 minutes, sold 20 live meat birds for 15 bucks a piece and was headed back home.
Yeah, how cool is that? So you didn't have to process them, just here you go. Because they want the birds alive. They don't want to buy from the store.
He does not, him and his family and his friends do not buy chicken from the store. Yeah. And another thing they said that they won't touch are the Cornish crosses.
Interesting, that breed. Wow. Did they give you a reason or just?
They didn't go into it.
I can guess why.
Like in particular, they wanted the
more wild breed or more.
They wanted the rooster. They wanted the bigger rooster. I guess I don't know if it was the way that they cooked it, if it was like a slow cook, but that in particular, that's what they wanted.
Yeah, that's so interesting. It's so cool that they're like, we're not eating this garbage. Because they probably sealed the chicken farms around here, and it's nasty.
And when they inspected them, first thing they would do is they'd flip them over and check out the vent.
Interesting. See the health of the animal, and wow. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because that's another market or things we don't think about is other people that are in America that aren't from here that eat a little bit different diet, and in this case they want the healthiest animal. So that's great. They're driving more demand for animals like that.
Right.
This is fantastic. So, and when I think of goats, I don't think about Americans. We don't eat goats. No. Goat's delicious. I don't know why we don't eat it. There's a lot of people that don't even like lamb in America. It's like, come on guys, get it together.
Right. Well, that was the question he followed with was, do you have any goats?
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Yes, and that's, so like, yeah, the Latino communities, Jamaicans, Muslims, they all eat goats, they all eat sheep. anyways, it's just that's another market that a lot of us, I think, don't think about, is try reaching out to these other communities that maybe you don't have access to, or you don't see them often, but it's another potential sales avenue. And for goats too, I mean, who knows where that could lead in the future for you, or
Right.
or maybe you want to try sheep now.
Yeah. Or you get some experience milking.
Yeah. Maybe you'll get into milking, you'll enjoy that. So yeah, that's why you're still in this big exploring phase right now too. So I think it's great that you're trying out these other things and seeing what you like and what's going to work. So yeah, right now it's just landscape management for you.
Yeah.
But it's also an experience.
Just got them in the Suskovich tractor, so multi-purpose.
They go in here?
Just when it rains.
Oh, okay.
Outside of that, they just hang out on the spools.
Nice.
That's where they love. Wherever the spools go, that's where they go.
Cool.
So just climbing in on stuff. So they've been funny. But I do want to get into a rotational grazing system with them, just for their health, and because I know that they can be, I guess, like susceptible to parasites in this climate.
Yeah, it's huge here.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna put them on that hill, maybe do 3 or 4 paddocks and spend a couple days there, similar with the chickens, let them run the whole length and have something that I can just move over.
Right. Oh, and then some of the pasture out here, they have a couple horses. So that's why some of this pasture is dedicated to the horses as well. And then that basically maxes out this property for use. So now he has a very nice neighbor down the road who's got 100 acres that we talked about online. So now we're going to go over there and talk about meat chickens, because that's where he wants to run his meat birds, and then just kind of showing what is possible for the future.